What's going on, YouTube? Check out the sweat in my pits. I've been trying to do this video for like an hour and a half and I haven't done a good one yet. So what we're going to do is just talk about my Marine Corps career, my 4 years that I was in, the 5 years that I've been out going to school, and then what I plan on doing next. So maybe this will give you some insight on a plan for you or something. I don't know. Or maybe somebody's in right now and they want to know what life is after the Marine Corps, or maybe somebody's thinking about going in the Marine Corps and they want to know what that progression. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna document it and then we're gonna go from there. So to start out, in 2011, I went to boot camp. I went to Parris Island. I was in Fox Company Platoon 2073. It took me a long time to look up this stuff because I didn't remember it. So Platoon 2073. There's 3 phases of boot camp. I graduated that. Went to Camp Geiger, which was SOI, or School of Infantry Training Battalion, or ITB. So anyways, I graduated that. I don't remember what company or what platoon I was in there. I believe it was 2nd Platoon because I remember being on the 2nd floor, and I think that's how it worked. First platoon was on the 1st floor, 2nd Platoon was on the 2nd floor, and 3rd Platoon was on the 3rd floor. You know how it goes. Anyways, so I graduated from there. As soon as we graduated, there was like a 5-minute ceremony, and then we went to the fleet, which was like 20 minutes down the road. Not even really, but buses and slow and on and off base and whatever. So anyway, we dropped in 3rd Battalion, 8th Marines. So that's where I went. I went to 3-8 Kilo Company, 2nd Platoon. So there's a quad con. It was like 3 buildings, and they're shaped in a U. And you walk into them, and everybody's like looking out the windows and staring at you and screaming at you like, and you're scared because you're going to get your ass beat soon. So anyways, got to 3-8, did 2 deployments with 3-8, did a workup as soon as we got there, went to Helmand Province, Afghanistan, did that for a little while, came back, I went to AIC. After AIC, I picked up a squad. I picked up a squad, and then I got demoted because I got picked up a squad. I was a Lance Corporal. Doesn't happen often. Not trying to brag, but just the way that it went. And then there was a corporal that got moved into my platoon that definitely wasn't. They weren't going to do that. They weren't going to put a corporal under a Lance. So he was better at the job anyway. He definitely was. And they put him in front of me, and then I was an APL under him. So then that's how we rolled with the 2nd deployment. The 2nd deployment went good. Came back. I verped out with a verp. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's how it works. So anyways, I went to school. Did school, got an associate's in healthcare administration, got a bachelor's in healthcare administration. While I was going to school, I did a bunch of different jobs. I did, first one was a mechanic. Then I did landscaping and like construction. So we mowed lawns, we weed eated, we did siding on houses, we painted, we built stuff. I remember putting up one of those parking things that you park in, but it's a pole barn. It's kind of like you got 8x8s, and then it holds the roof or whatever. So it's an open garage, a carport. I guess that's what it is. Anyways, did that. Went to Pensacola to go to school for my bachelor's. Then I did cable. I worked cable. Cable was horrible. It sucked so bad. I was making a lot of money, but I was literally working like 75-hour weeks. It was horrible. Then after that, I went to a car dealership. I did inventory for a car dealership, Bob Tyler Toyota in Pensacola, Florida. So I checked in the cars that came in off the lot, the trade-in cars. I'd go through and write down the serial numbers and the color and the make and the model, all that. And then the new cars we would document, and then we like rearrange the cars in the parking lot to make them look all pretty. And then my whole department got fired from that because somebody was doing something. I can't remember what happened, but I think the lady that was in charge of me was just like sitting in the closet all day. She wasn't working or something, and somebody complained. So then they got audited, and then anyway, our whole people that we were with got fired. So then they didn't want to fire me, so they just put me in like a porter. So I was like pretty much checking in cars, which I didn't care because I was going to school. So I was like, yeah, whatever, it is what it is. So then I got a job at this shooting range. At the shooting range, I started a company with my buddy. We started teaching fundamentals of marksmanship. We started teaching draw strokes. We taught like self-defense classes. We did fire maneuver. We did CQB stuff. He was a Army infantry guy. So we're both infantry guys. He was just Army and I was Marines. And then we put like our knowledge together and came up with like a hybrid Army Marine way that we wanted to teach it. So like there was a lot of debates going on back in them days about like how we were going to teach stuff and like why we were teaching something, why we were teaching it this way. And we finally came to agreement on most of the stuff. I had already taught classes before that. He hadn't. So like what we ended up doing was he put the business in his name. I helped him build the business. And then I knew I was going to leave eventually and he wasn't, like the area, not necessarily where we were working, but he's from there and I'm not. So like the company was there. So it just made sense to put it there. So anyways, we put it in his name. We built the company. He still teaches classes down there. If you want to check him out, he's a good guy. So anyways, I'll put the link in the description of like how to get a hold of him or whatever, his Facebook way that you book with him. But anyways, so after that, I got a job in North Georgia, back where I'm originally from, to go to work at the hospital. So now I do registration for the ER. I work second shift, so I work like 3 to midnight, which is really nice because I get to sleep in every day. It's really bad because I don't ever get anything done. And I just graduated with my bachelor's in healthcare administration, so now I'm going to go to OCS and hopefully become an aviator. So the problem with this plan right now, at least for me, is that there's no guarantee that I will be an aviator. So I might go to OCS. Well, actually, I probably will go to OCS, and I'm going to compete for an aviation spot if there aren't any, or if I just don't perform the way that I hope that I will, then I won't get it. So then I'll have to, the backup plan at least is to go to the warrant officer side, and if I've talked to them so far, and they say that if I go to OCS, then I don't have to go to WOCS. I could sign the packet and go to flight school through them, but I won't have to go to the like warrant officer candidate school because I've already commissioned or whatever. So I'll do that. I don't care. The whole point is for me to get a rotary wing license. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm after right now. Long-term game is to keep buying houses. We have some rental property now, and I would like to continue to buy rental property and rent that out, make my passive income, let my equity build my houses, and eventually I feel like that's going to be how I retire. So that's that. I guess the whole point was I wanted to briefly talk about the changes from being a Marine to now. So once a Marine, always a Marine, blah, 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 blah. You know how that goes. I'm not hating on it. All I'm saying is that a Marine is not a part of my personality trait, and it's not who I am. It's what I've done. So I don't take that, and I'm not trying to personally attack anybody. You know, like if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel, and you hang on to that or whatever. I just don't feel like I have to. So anyways, Marine Corps made me more of who I wanted to be. So it gives you a chance to prove yourself and to push yourself in ways that you might not be exposed to otherwise. But I knew I wanted to be harder, I guess, in a sense, and I knew that I wanted to be, I know this sounds gay, but I knew I wanted to be a warfighter. So that was the best way for me to accomplish that. So I feel like I did, and I feel like that's the point. If at least the route that I took, you know, if you want to be an infantry guy, if you want to get school paid for, then you can go, you know, be a supply guy, or if you don't want to deploy, you can go do some non-deployable unit thing. I don't know anything about any of that because that's not what I was after. I wanted to go fight, so that's what I feel like 0311 was the best way for me to accomplish that, and that's where I put myself. I didn't get to fight as much as I wanted to, and that's something that I feel I got cheated out of, I guess, in my Marine Corps career. It is what it is, though. I mean, I couldn't have put myself in any other position to do that. I mean, I was in a line unit, and that's what they're there to do. So it kind of sucks that that's not the way that it ended up for me. I'm not really chasing that anymore, though, because I'm older now, and I feel like that time in my life has passed. Don't get me wrong. if a combat deployment came up and I had the opportunity to jump on it, I would do it. But I'm not actively chasing that anymore. Like, that's not the goal. The goal now is to get a rotary wing license and to move up the world in that aviation, so I can make more money, so I can buy more houses. So I'm more like, I guess, financially driven at this point than I am just having fun. So, and don't get me wrong, like, I want to do the helicopters because I feel like that'll be more fun. With my healthcare administration degree, I can go be a healthcare administrator, and I can make a decent living doing that. But I feel that when I look back on it in 5-10 years from now, after I hit the age limit for federal OCS, I'll be upset that I didn't go pursue that and at least try. So if it all falls through and it doesn't work out for me to be an aviator, then, you know, I'll find something else. It's okay. But I feel like I should at least send it while I can, to try to meet that goal and to try to find every avenue. That way I can honestly look back on it, just like the combat thing. There's nothing else I could have done. And if I can, and I feel okay with that. If I can do the same thing with the helicopter thing, hopefully I accomplish the goal of being a helicopter pilot. But if I don't, and I look back on it and I say, well, I tried every route, I talked to every recruiter, I went to every school that I could have, you know, I met every requirement, and they still didn't take me, then it is what it is. I just wasn't cut out for it. So the difference between now and then, I feel like I'm more mature. I feel like I can accept my responsibility and roles and attribute that to where it needs to be. I mean, I let myself down, I feel like, in the past in the Marine Corps stuff, and I let other people down in the fact that I didn't lead the proper way. So I did as good as I could have done, again, at the time, but looking back on it, I feel like I was lacking in a lot of areas, and I should have, instead of shying away from those areas, I should have brought it to light, and I should have worked on those things to make myself more well-rounded and a better individual at that time. So it is what it is, though. Training Marines, I don't feel bad for that. So if you're watching this and we had some fun times, I'm sorry, but you probably deserved it. And that's how I feel about it. I don't know, man. I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. I don't even know what this video is about anymore. So that's great. I'll see you guys in the next one, man.